Well, good evening, good evening to everybody that is viewing this broadcast, wherever you may be at, viewing this broadcast. We just want to say good evening to each and every one of you all. And I do need to have something in front of me. So I'm going to play this music here until I get what I need to have in front of me. I have some guests that's going to be coming in. One in particular, he's already set up, but he did tell me that he would be a little late. So we're going to go ahead on and play this song while they are waiting their arrival. Also, y'all can share the video both on TikTok and on YouTube and on Facebook. TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Welcome to our community awareness talk show. Okay, let this music play right quick until the guests come in. Just another day that the Lord has helped me, yes, He helped me. Oh, yes, He did. He helped me. For another day that the Lord, yes, He kept me. Oh, yes. Okay. He kept me. And He kept me. From all evil. With my mind. My mind. Stay. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Another day that the Lord, He kept me, He kept me. Trials of life sometimes knock you down. Oh, confusion and frustrations override. Trying hard, yes, sir, to keep my head above water. Hey, it get hard sometimes. I'm working hard to try to make that dollar. But Lord, I want you to have me in your bosom. Till the storm, Lord. Till the storm of life is over. But Lord, right now I want to thank you for another day. Another day. Oh, yeah. Lord, you kept me. Another day. You kept me through dangers seen and unseen. Sometimes I was worried, Lord, but you kept me. Lord, you kept
help me. Lord, you can help me. Yes, please. Sometimes sick late at night, God. Thought I was gonna see another day. Thought I was gonna see another day. Lord, you help me. You help me. You help me. You help me. Lord, you can help me. Yes, you can. Lord, one more day you can.
All right, y'all. I got one of my key ladies that made it, so we can get started because I'm a late owl and she has to go to bed. And I know someone told me he was going to be more like 9:15 and 9:30, and I told him that would be fine because we had other people that were going to be on the panel, and some more of them are coming in a little bit. Hey, Miss Jane. Hey, Miss Jean. You know I
Hello.
always, you know I always pronounce your name wrong.
I've been
Well,
Jean all
Miss
my
Jane,
life.
Miss Jean, it's Jean because I be saying Jane. It's
Jean.
Jean, and it's
Jean.
Jeanne.
Jeanne.
Okay. I'm sorry,
Jean.
then, for messing your name up all the time. Messing your name up all the time. Well, I'm
That's
excited to
okay.
have you here again. For those who are on TikTok, I am talking with one of the ladies that is very inspirational in our Democrat party up in Hammond, Louisiana, in Tangipahoa Parish area. And also, she just for right. I'm going to put it like that. It may be the Democrat Party, but even if, she see fit where we have to do anything with Republicans, she's all with it if it makes sense. But she mostly is an advocate for the Democrat Party as a whole. Then I have my other good friend that's coming up, and she's a Republican girl, but she's all for right as well. And she does a lot for the community for when it comes to righteousness' sake. Kristen, you try to get that camera right?
I'm trying, baby. I'm not sure how to make it work, but I'm gonna get it.
Oh, you got it on there. You just gotta get your face up in there, honey bun. You on here?
That was me.
You all in here? Sam, look,
I
Sam
know
done said his up. Look, Sam said his up, and he just go come home because he said he had to do something. So he was go. He called me early. There you
there
go,
it is.
Good job.
there you
Well,
go.
I'm way over the age of 40, so I don't know how to do all this stuff real good. But bear with me.
And Michael had an NWACP meeting, but I told him the reason I scheduled it so late is so he could be over with his meeting. But them Saints on too, and he's a Saints fan. So them
That's
Saints
great,
on
man.
too.
By
Are they
me, you give me
winning?
a Saints game.
Are they winning? Are
I
they
have
winning?
no idea. I'm not an
Yeah.
NFL fan. I'm not.
Okay, Miss
I don't know the first
Miss
thing about sports.
Miss
Nope.
Jean, you been watching the game?
No. No.
No.
The only thing I know is that in football, the ball has points on the end, and in basketball, it's round.
That's
So
right.
that's I've told you everything I know about sports.
Yes, indeed, Miss. Okay. So look, we're talking about this upcoming we're not gonna put Christy on the spot because I know that she's a Republican, so I don't know, she's not too crazy about either candidate. So we ain't gonna talk about it because I don't want her to influence people in one way or another. Because we all for Kamala Harris.
Oh, no, I'm going for Chase Oliver. I'm going for Chase Oliver.
See, she just
Throw
gonna
my
vote
vote.
somebody. She
I'm
gonna get
throwing
somebody on the ballot.
it.
just to exercise her right. But I
That's
know one thing that she with us on, Miss Jane, and that's that yes for the be able to have the city council be able to remove the police chief. Now
I'm glad to hear that.
tell me this, Miss Jane.
Gene.
And Christy, in that proposal, it mostly says the chief, but would the council also be able to handle the polices too, the people that are under him? Would they be
No,
able to remove?
No,
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 they won't be able to remove
only the
them.
police chief.
it's only the head of the department.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Okay,
And that's
so
really that's sensible because the chief of police is kind of like the CEO of a corporation, and if
Yes.
the board, which is like the city council, has a
Yes, ma'am.
problem with the chief, they don't fire all the members of the organization. They don't fire the secretaries and the all the people doing the work. They hold the chief accountable, and that's
Mhm.
why I've heard some people say that uh, well, Carly Gonzalez, the city councilwoman, had an editorial in the Daily Star, and she said that she felt that it was personal because only the chief of police was singled out. That if he were going to be made accountable directly to the council, then all of the heads of the different departments should be accountable to the city council. But that's not correct. In fact, I intend to write a letter, about the issue she raised. Uh,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
chief of police is different from the head of the streets and parks division. The
That's
chief
correct.
of police is different from the head of accounting or of the
Mhm.
permitting office. The
That's
chief
correct.
of police is the only one that has the power to send people to your door in the middle of the night and wake you out of bed with a gun in your face. He's the
Mhm.
only one that can put you up against the car and handcuff you. The chief of police has powers, the law enforcement has powers that are totally different from the
Mhm.
streets and parks division. The
Mhm.
sewer people can come and they can drill a hole in my front yard and make me pay for a pipe, but they can't come into my property. They can't accost me personally. They can't put a gun in my face. The chief of police is totally different than any other part of the city administration. And therefore, I think it has no business being accountable just to the mayor, to be treated like just another department. The police department is not just another department. It
Mhm.
is totally different. That's why in every other town in our parish, the chief of police is elected.
That's
That
correct.
acknowledges the fact that the chief of police is in a totally different category than all the other branches of all the things that are under the mayor. So
Mhm.
it makes no sense that a person with that kind of power to affect you personally should be considered to be like the accounting department. It's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
the same. So I
I
disagree
agree.
with her
oh,
One
completely.
125%. That is 100% correct. That's my stance on it as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
okay. So you agree exactly what she's saying. Okay. So in
Absolutely.
the other parishes and the
It's an
other
apple and an
places,
orange. It's an apple and an orange.
okay. Okay.
And
So the other, I'm sorry, baby. What was you saying? I'm sorry, Christy.
to compare the chief of police to other department heads is
Mhm.
comparing apples and oranges, and it's
Yeah.
not.
Crazy.
It's yeah, it's just not the same. They should never even be in the same sentence.
Mhm. Yeah.
They're not in the same
Okay.
category. They don't. They're not in the same set. It's not the same.
She also said in her article, in her letter to the editor, that she voted, she was opposed to it because it was just a simple majority. Well, I agree with her that it would be better if it were a super majority, like requiring
Mhm.
4 out of 5. But 3 people is better than one. Right now, one person, the mayor, can decide to fire
Mhm.
him on the spot, the same as he can fire
Now,
Well,
the
I
head of the
don't.
recreation.
I don't
well, we
necessarily
don't need
agree.
no. Uh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute, Christy. She said
Sure.
4 instead of 3.
No, three. It takes three.
The
No,
way
no.
the
But
way
didn't Miss?
she is,
No, I'm talking about Miss Jean said that she said in her editor that it should be
She
4
wants it
instead
to
of
be
3, right?
four or
right.
unanimous.
That's what Carly
Well,
Gonzalez said.
well,
Councilwoman
let me tell you
Gonzalez.
something.
She
Let
said
me tell
one
you
of the
something.
reasons. Mhm.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry. I don't
you get
mean to over
high style,
talk or
Renee.
anything. I don't mean to overtalk or anything, but no,
Uh-huh.
we'll have the same mess we just had Tuesday talking about four. That defeats the purpose. You just might as well let the mayor go ahead on and do it if you're not gonna have 3 out of 4. I mean, if you're not gonna have 3 out of 5, because the thing is what I'm seeing here is that District 3 is primarily minority. District 1 is primarily minority, and we're going to hold our councils accountable. And right now, God has blessed us with a Sam, how to pronounce his last name, Demetria, that's
Victoria.
in there, Territoria, that believes in right. And then his vote's gonna always go for right, which is gonna make it be 3, even out. Long as our 2 districts for the minorities stand together, and then his vote comes, that means we're gonna get what we need to get. But now, if you get a vote where you got her that's gonna go against it, and you got the other man over there that's gonna go against it, because their districts are not minority, and they don't care nothing about what's going on with us, and they don't want to see. And I'm not talking about this chief. I don't even know this chief. So I ain't like most of the people. They just want him out of office. I'm just saying they ought to be able to do that. If any chief is not doing what he's supposed to do, the council should be able to stand up for the people. And right now, the council cannot stand up for the people if the chief don't do it. Like I said, I don't even know the thing. I know
In
what they say.
10 years, yeah, about 10 years that our mayor has been in office, he has fired 2 police chiefs. The first police chief sued the city of Hammond and won and cost us millions of dollars. The second one that he appointed, he fired as well for philosophical differences. And although we were sued and he did not win, that lawsuit still costs the taxpayers money. But had our council at that time were able to hold him accountable and it go before the public and he have to stipulate what his reasoning is as to why he wants these people terminated, then the city council could have held him accountable or questioned it or shot it down or upheld it. Now, I disagree with Carly in wanting a unanimous vote or a super vote, whatever she calls it. You don't need that to approve them. So you certainly shouldn't need that to remove them. So
That's the exact foolishness we got up there now. So why would anybody want that? Just like she found all these faults last week in something that Sam, that is on the panel, who can speak for himself, be a big boy. Come on, Sam. Tell us about your city council.
How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Thank you for having me on the radio tonight, your show. I appreciate the invite. Thank you so much. Can y'all hear me okay?
oh yeah,
Good.
Okay, good. Yeah, well, I mean, the police chief issue, this is accountability. So that's what this is. We have no accountability right now. It's the most powerful position really in the city. It's really more powerful than the mayor. It can arrest you. It can arrest you, take your freedom away, and it's nothing personal. It has to do with accountability in an office that is sad to think that here it is 2024 and there's only one person who can hold a police chief accountable. And this is something that is right and wrong. It's pretty simple. And the whole argument, with the 4-1, I mean, it's 3-2 to approve an appointment. And this was the charter change is 3-2 to remove 1 if necessary. And the thing is that I don't know how you got a department who is really majority of the city budget is underneath the police chief. So you have a department like that has no accountability but one person, and it's 4-1. Well, a group, you should be able to make more than 20% of a group satisfied. That's 20%. So with somebody having that much power and having that much control over a budget of a city budget of that size, you should have to be able to make more than 20% of a group happy and pleased. So that to me is a problem right there. So 3, 2, 4, 1, I mean, that's absurd. And I think any chief, no matter who it is, should be able to make 3, 2 happy and doing a good job. So that's irrelevant. And all this fire at will, I mean, that's just it's so sad how so many rumors and all this scare tactics on this change. It's pretty simple. It's yes if you want accountability, no if you don't want any accountability. And this is something that'll go on past my time. Hopefully the voters will really read what they're looking at, and hopefully they'll I think there's more people out there that would want accountability than none. So I feel good about that. And this is a change that'll go in effect, and it was recommended. I mean, the charter committee that they had, one of their topics was and advice is to have more accountability. So they may have not have said the police chief in general, but more accountability in the city. So this is more accountability, and this isn't the only city that would, and the only county in the country that would allow the council to have some type of authority when it comes to accountability with a police chief. So this isn't the first time that's taken place. And then really how it all came about, y'all still there, right? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me get this off. I'm sorry, Sam, because you were rolling real good and I must have moved something. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get it off. Okay. Baby, you're rolling over there.
And another thing is, I mean, it's one of those things that where, I mean, at the end of the day, okay, we had an option of electing a chief, and we had an option of having appointed chief with the council having authority. Well, this is the deal. A lot of people wanted appointed chief, and a lot of people wanted an elected chief. And so they elected chief. They had a lot of politics involved in it. So I talked to different people, and they said, well, appointed chief takes out. They told me, well, appointed chief takes out takes the politics out of the policing. I said, okay. Well, I said, what happens if there's an issue or anything that needs to be held accountable with the police chief? If the mayor, let's say, makes bad decisions or whatnot, and someone has a fortunate, a mayor that may look at a chief, differently than 90% of the population of the city. Said, well, the city council will hold them accountable. They'll impeach them. They'll get rid of them. I said, man, that's crazy. I said, that's the one missing thing that we have. So pretty much to make both sides happy, compromise was to say, okay, well, we'll have an appointed, but we'll give some authority to the council to hold a chief accountable, no matter who it is. It's not personally against him, and that's another rumor around there. It's the office. It's not him. It's whoever sits in that seat, and they should have accountability. And the rumors about this and that. I mean, no one has ever said they were going to fire this chief, but we have talked about more accountability, and we know we lack accountability in this city in many of areas. And this is just a step, trying to put a step in the right direction of improving accountability across city. And it's the most powerful seat. So yeah, it's not singling anything out, but I think you need to actually address the most powerful position in the city with accountability first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you said, and you want to make sure the people understand that you all are just trying to get something in place that will hold people accountable for their actions. And in the past, people have not been held accountable. And I know you all wanted to do this, but was there a cry from the people also that made you all consider that we're going to have to do something different?
Yes, they're the part of this that wanted that, and then it has to do with liabilities too. When you have a lot of liabilities, like people don't realize how many tax dollars and different things go on, and that it's a large liability. The police department has in general, that they deal with a lot of things, and there's a lot of and who wouldn't who doesn't perform who doesn't perform at their best when there's some type of accountability in place? It's going to motivate the best service you can when you have accountability in all aspects of life. Who does it? If you had no accountability, then what makes you motivated to strive to continue to do better in anything in life? So that's kind of a thing there, that it should be wanted by the people of Hammond, and it should be wanted by anyone that's there. But yeah, there's a lot of ability, a lot of the mayor has fired a chief in the past, cost the city millions of dollars on the way that happened. Maybe the next mayor, any mayor, in place, maybe would think twice, beforehand, if they have some accountability by the council, to knowing that, well, I have to get it a pass and approved by the council, and then they can also remove if I make a bad decision of picking picking a council. I think there'll be a more thorough resume, read over and experience, because they'll know that it can be removed. It's pretty simple, accountability. And I don't really know how else to say it, and I think, the people are starting to realize that now. You can see how, the rumors are going here and there, but I think the people are now starting to realize what it actually means. Go ahead.
I'd like to add something to that. There's also a lot of talk, rumors, if you will, about the chief would now have 6 bosses. And that
would have what?
Bosses.
They come up with the most, huh?
Yeah, they're trying to say that he would have 6 bosses, the 5 city council and the mayor. And the city council, it's just false information. I don't think that the city council is trying to oversee all the day-to-day operations. It's just, if the mayor comes up and says, I think we need to, remove Miss Voorhees from office, then the city council can, deliberate that with its people, with the community, with their districts, get feedback from the people, come forth with some questions and answers from the community, and it would be a collective agreement.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's another topic that came up, and we're not changing the charter to state, we're not proposing a charter change that states that the chief will be answering to day-to-day duties to each councilman. Right. No, it's still the mayor. He serves and answers at the pleasure of the mayor. That it stays the same. Like that is, we can't go in there and say, hey, chief, we would need you over here doing this and that. No, that's for the mayor. We can ask, we need some services here, and if he may deliver it or whatnot. But it's just accountability. It's just and we can't wake up one day and want to fire somebody. We would have the majority of the council and the support of that, and it would have to have probable cause to do so. We're elected by the people, and we have to answer to our district and the people that elected us. And so therefore, when that happens, you make the decision of the majority of the people. And if you're not doing what you need to do, the people, I'm held accountable by the people in my district, and that's who held me accountable every 4 years. So, and it's important to have that.
Mm-hmm. Well, so can I say this? So can I say this? Okay, so like you said, accountability. It is still. So you said whenever the mayor hired the chief, y'all had to have 3 votes for him to come in.
Well, yeah, how it works is the mayor will go ahead and they conduct their studies and their applications and their interviews and everything else they're supposed to do and screen, and whoever he picks is brought forth to the city council, and the city council has to vote on that appointment, and it has to pass by a 3-2 vote to approve the mayor's proposed appointment.
Okay. So if something rises up in the community, because I hear you all saying if the mayor come and said that he have a problem, then y'all would have to vote. As of now, he can just dismiss them, but it may cost the city so much money. But if you all have to vote on it, it may get around of charge costing so much money because it'll be people who looking at the evidence, looking at whatever is going on. If something happened to come up, if
What,
the
what,
mayor,
what,
if the mayor suggested himself, or if the people of the community is not satisfied with something that may have occurred or may have went on, period, that means they can present it and they can bring it as a complaint
yeah,
to the city, and then the city council will look at it and they will discuss it with the mayor, and
well,
then you would put it on the agenda like you put everything else on the agenda, and then
yeah,
you'll come up in there and consider looking at all the evidence to make a decision of what is best for the city.
well, if the mayor still has the power and the will to fire a chief at will, even if this changes, he still
Oh,
has
okay.
authority to fire a chief if he wants to. But what this allows is if there is an issue or concern in a community ever that is overwhelming by your districts and the people of the community, the people has a voice in coming to their councilman that represents them to propose, to the council and put on agenda, to remove the chief if necessary. If there's some type of accountability that is not being addressed, or the issue not being addressed right now, there is none. The mayor can keep him there as long as he wants or whatnot. No matter if 90% of the city doesn't want somebody and won't even play, we have no say in that except for one person. So this would change it to where the three-fifths of the city would be able to, propose that, and we would have the authority. Right now, we have nothing. So if the city, if there's something mishandled or whatnot, and continue to mishandle, we have no, we can make a recommendation to have him resign or whatnot, whoever that may be, but it means nothing unless the mayor wants to do so. This would change it to
The
where,
police chief only has to satisfy one person.
yes, and he still has to
Well,
election.
okay. I'm gonna say what my
20,000 people in Hammond, and only
well.
one person has to be satisfied, and that's the mayor. And I think that takes a lot of power and a voice away from the
And,
community.
and in the 4-1, and then y'all brought up the editorial. Y'all brought up the editorial that was written in the paper, and the 4-1 deal. I mean, that's 20%. So I think that's a pretty low percentage of a city to require that deal. So three, 5. I mean, it's just it's 3-2 to get in, 3-2 to get out. So I mean, I don't think that's too much, right? Yeah,
I
exactly.
think this is a very important point. The whole idea of the voice of the people. The way the situation is now, the people can be absolutely up in arms, and I think to some degree they are right now.
Yes.
But the people have no voice. If the only person that has the say is the mayor, he looks at the entire city, and just it being a political appointee, he is going to pay special attention to the people who have deep pockets, who have helped him get elected, and the people on the margins of society who don't have that kind of political power, they can jump up and down all they want and it will make no difference. Whereas if the council has the power, your councilman, that we have 5 different council districts, and each one that the city is divided more or less homogeneously. You have some
Yes.
neighborhoods that are more low income, some more moderate income, some more upper income. And so you have these 5 people that represent different constituencies in the community. And it gives a voice to the people who do not have the deep pockets, who
That's
are
right.
not in the position to please the mayor with substantial donations to his campaigns, that they're the voices of those that normally would be disenfranchised with just one person, with just the mayor involved. If you give that power to the council, I live in a kind of moderate income district. And in fact, Carly is my representative on the council. But I can go to her, and she is accountable to all the people in my district, which is the middle income folks. And I have a much better chance of getting her attention and getting her to understand my position than I ever would with the mayor, because I'm in no position, just from the political realities, to be of any use to him financially with his political campaign.
Yes, indeed. Okay, Miss J,
I
just
think that's
keep it
very good
real.
because,
I speak the
yeah,
truth as
I
I
feel
see it.
like the position as it is now is very political.
Absolutely.
And I think that given
Absolutely.
more power to the city council will lessen the politics
And it gives
within
power
the,
to the people.
yes,
Giving
ma'am.
power to the
I am
council
for
gives
power to the
power to the
people.
people.
That's correct.
Because the mayor is one person, and I have a much better chance of influencing my city council person and presenting my case to my council person than I ever would if I'm just one whatever of the whole city
That's right.
population.
That's right.
Absolutely.
It's our voice.
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
And it's
Well, we're
important
gonna
that
just
that
keep.
voice be expressed because of the nature of that position. If someone has the power to walk into my house with a gun or to, throw me up against my car, that's a very important
Turn
person.
your whole life around.
Absolutely. Nobody
Turn
else
your
has that kind of
entire
authority.
life
The,
upside down.
the water department can't threaten me
Do
in any
that.
way.
That's
I
right.
mean, they can send me a big bill, but I'm not afraid of the
Cut
water
your
department.
water off.
But
And, and, and and another thing too is, this isn't a this isn't an anti-police. This has nothing to do with that.
no,
You want to make that clear because it's crazy that whenever there's a problem when you have officers that are on the force that come to you about issues and no accountability. So
mhm.
when that happens, we have a problem. And so
And
therefore,
also there's a
I'm a
conflict.
I'm a councilman. So that's what some of the general public that do not live in the city of Hammond do not realize that my phone rings all the time, and I have a lot of people that come to me at different things, and we have to listen to everything. And therefore, when we make a decision, or at least I hope that councilman sitting up there and make a decision, they have to, we sign we swear an oath to represent the city in our district when we get in there. And so I take it seriously. So therefore, whenever I make a decision, I want to go to bed at night knowing I made the right decision for the people I represent and what they want. And I got to listen to all sides and every time. And so you have to,
Do a good job.
you have to improve that. And, it's within the department, it's everywhere, so therefore that's why they need some accountability. And that's
Right, right, right. Well, yeah. So my take on this is that uh, the people need to make a decision that the council can do something. But in my opinion, what has been done, and I think going forward, even people, if God has given them mercy and it is not true, the rumors are not true, and if God has given them mercy, one thing I know about people, if they got something in them and they that terrible person, they gonna slip again. And then, whatever. But if not, I don't want to see anybody lose their benefits or anything like that because they made a mistake. Because I always want grace and mercy. But like you said, that will be at the mayor's discretion, and we will have another mayor in 2 years or a year and a half. So that'll be at his discretion. But as far as this new rule or whatever, I'm sure it won't be able to go in effect unless there's something else that come about that's unfair practice. But right now, the way it's going, from the rumors I heard, there were some things that came about that should have been handled better, and they was not handled better. And so the people spoke, and they want accountability. And then from me attending the city council meetings, there's a whole lot of stuff that accountability has not been concerning our mayors and our different peoples that have been in office for the city. So therefore, we got to work our city council, uh, brother Councilman Devon Wells, Brother Sam, and some others that really want right. They are starting to speak out, and it's an uproar because they speak out. But for too long, this city has not had accountability from what I'm gathering when I go to these council meetings. And they feel that we need something new. Even when it comes to all the city offices, we need some new blood so things can be handled right. And from what I'm allegedly hearing, nobody wants nobody that's going to really find out the truth and do the right thing to get in office. And they have been blocked for so many years. But what we as a community, we're going to have to change that. And we're going to have to start from the head to make sure you have somebody that's going to be accountable coming all the way down to all the departments. And I'm really proud of the council. I mean, all of them do pretty good, but I see a lot of unfairness when it comes to the five, because if these three is always positive about something and you got another two that's always negative and don't want to pass things, that's a problem to me. You know, that's a problem.
Change is always difficult across the board. Change is always difficult. There's always going to be some conflict. There's going to be some, failings along the way, but you got to keep trying to grow and develop. And that's held true in your personal life and within a city, a community. And it just doesn't, this system just doesn't work anymore. It's an antiquated way of doing it, in my opinion, and there needs to be some fine tuning. And I think that this is going to be a step in the right direction. This Proposition 1 will change, and we can start moving forward and fine tuning other things that need correcting within our community and within our charter and in our city administration. And
this isn't singling out. This is, you got to start somewhere. And so everybody says, "Oh, why not this department? Why not this one?" Well, you got to start somewhere. And this is one of them that is, like I said, majority of the city budget is under this department. So therefore, it is a very big item in our city, and it like I keep repeating, they're even more powerful than the mayor, city mayor. So I mean, it's right. A serious issue, and we have a lot of other issues. We have a lot of other accountability issues in the city. We have a lack of management of the city, and it needs to improve in all departments. And this is just one of them, and hopefully we can step forward, put our foot forward and move in the right direction this election, and hopefully the people that may not understand what the vote is, hopefully they'll reach out to someone who does know what it's about and explain it to them. Like I said, I've heard a lot of rumors about, the no and, everything else. And
well, those signs.
There's a lot.
And there's so many people that really are very low information voters. And
yes.
They may not even know what the proposition's about, but it kind of plants in their head that you vote no on one, and they'll go in the booth and not having any idea
of what
that's
it
about.
says.
And
there's a lot of money being put out on that.
Okay. That's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. The other Sunday, I come out of my church up across town in District 1, right down the street from my church. And all I saw is all these no signs. And I'm like, oh, hold up, somebody up to something right here. I said, wait a minute. And I started making calls. I think I talked to Miss Jean. I started talking. I went and checked with Devon and all of that. I said, hold up, wait a minute. What's going on with this no sign? I said, and the people who spending, the ones who don't want to change and don't want to be held accountable, they spending boo-hoos of money to put all these big old signs up. And you see what property is on and you see where it's at. So somebody got to get the word out. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, what is this about? And so then, lo and behold, I found out what it was about.
you got
And
you got a
so
lot you got a lot of money out there on that. You got the mayor. You got the mayor
The
back.
mayor's got his sign out there.
You got the mayor back 100%.
There's
And when that happens, of course, it's you don't want to give up that power and have accountability. I mean, just like when I ran, they want to control the votes, and so therefore he backed the lady, ran against me, so when you want accountability, sometimes it's a fight, and it's sad that how much you have to fight when you're doing a job that you're doing for the people. That if you go against the administration, I'd love to go along with the administration a lot more than I don't, but just some reason we seem to always be on the opposite side here lately, because it's not being ran right, and it's not a personal thing, but it's a manager thing and a business decision to me, and it's not being handled right. And this city's a $50+ million business, and it's being ran poorly. Financial reports. I put out a financial request. That was 2 years ago. I put a resolution out there to have quarterly financial reports to be reviewed, and we've yet to see one since 2 years. And then just so happens, talked to at the meeting, Andre said, "Oh, it has to be an ordinance be enforced." So you're the attorney of the city council and didn't even make that comment back then. And so therefore the city administration has not done a thing. So we can do everything when we put policy in place. We are supposed to put the policy out there in place for the administration to take care of and to enforce. But if they're not doing it, there's no accountability. And that's the problem in the city in general. They're not doing the things that we put out there. And that's not our job to do that. Our job is to put it forward. And then when it's not being done, we have to have some type of authority to try to get it fixed. And this is another reason right here, that the police chief's another reason right here. We won't have no accountability right now. We got to look at the mayor. And so he doesn't see anything being wrong. Nothing's wrong in his eyes. Everything's great, running fine.
Oh, peachy.
Yeah.
But my thing is this. Okay. I had Michael Showers on here a couple weeks ago, and he was supposed to be on here tonight. But like I said, he did have a meeting where one of the councilmen was supposed to come and talk to them about this exact thing and some other things that was on the ballot, but especially this, and make everybody know what's going on. So my thing about it, this is our town hall meeting right here. And also we videoed Saturday, and we got these videos out here. And what I'll ask you all to do within y'all circles of people who might know some people that know some people, if y'all would inbox, it's on YouTube, if y'all would send the video around to your constituents and people you know, and ask them to share with people they know, and tell people to get the correct information out, and tell them, and this is what we're telling them now. This is what we're telling y'all now, and I'm gonna let y'all have y'all say about it. This is what we're telling you all now. There are misleading information out about somebody wants to just get rid of the chief that is standing. Now, some people might have wanted that in the past because of the incidents that went on, but at this present time, this is not what this vote is about. According to what this panel is telling me, this is not what this vote is about. This vote is about in the future, going forward. If there are some things that need to be brought to the table and made a decision on it, we won't have to be spending all this extra money trying to go somewhere, get some lawyer to come in, and then still don't do nothing, still don't make no right decision. But the council will be able to at least look at it, and the community and everybody will be able to discuss it with whoever is the sitting mayor, and then make a recommendation. And then if they make a recommendation, okay.
I'm glad you brought that
Go
up.
ahead.
I'm glad you brought that up because you made a comment about it in the past. Yeah, we did bring an attorney in and everything. I'm glad you brought that up. And we did do a report. And the report that came back was awful. It was an investigator who does this nationally, and it was one of the grossest and gruesome investigations that he went through. And so that's the problem right now, the accountability that, yes, we saw that, but the mayor is the one who is in charge of
Said he
accountability.
didn't see
So,
anything
so
wrong
we
with it.
presented it at that time and to ask him to resign, and nothing happened. So therefore, you have to have accountability, and that's what's missing right now. So yeah, you're right. We did do that. We did try to get investigation done to make sure, but you can do all the investigations you want, and it can all come back terribly bad and need to have something. But if you don't have any authority to do anything, there's really no sense in us sitting up there anyway. If there's no authority to do anything when needing to be, just have a mayor and not elect any other councilman, and just have one sitting mayor, and then let him make all decisions if that's the case. That's how I feel. I mean, you got to have some type of authority. That's what we're up there for. That's why there's 5 councilmen and a mayor, to have some type
Well,
of.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that too, Sam. When y'all said that Miss Carly put an article up in there, and then she threw the cliche in there that not okay. You got 5 city councils. You want it to be uneven because you want one of them that's really for right to vote, to be that third vote to get something done. Now, if you got to have 4, well, then you're not gonna get anything done. You might as well leave the rule like it is. But however, from what Mike told me, every other city in the same parish around us elects their chief. So I can't understand that. What happened? What did somebody go wrong in? How about in other parishes and in other states and in other cities? I know Hammond can't be the only one that don't elect their chief, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of places that elect chiefs, and then there's some places that appoint chiefs. But where I saw that was the important thing that was missing was that the ones that are appointed, that there is another accountability in place, some type of checks and balances, and ours doesn't have that currently right now. And so that's, to me, there's pros and cons about appointed and elected. I was, when they brought up the elected, I was for election if it was going to be maybe a max of 2 terms instead of 3 terms, because I'm not big on powerful positions like that. I mean, the term limits, I think, are very important with keeping everybody in line and all, because the most powerful positions are the sheriffs, the chiefs of police, the DAs, and a lot of them, don't have term limits, and so therefore, to me, that's the problem. Now there's 3 consecutive 4-year terms that the council of the city mayor is, but we're very unfortunate. We're very powerless. I mean, we can only do so much as a councilman. So the chief, on the other hand, has a lot of power, and so therefore, I thought that if we did elected, I think it needed to be like 2 terms, like 2 4-year terms, and be termed out. But a lot of people didn't think that, or wasn't a majority. But they had different reasons behind that about being, you need 12 years to be tenured and everything else. But, you would want somebody more experienced anyway. So hopefully they're on their closer to the end anyway, where they could do that. That's my thought process, my opinion on that. And, so therefore the appointed with accountability to me, I think is a good, kind of not compromise, but a good in between where, it's not elected by the people, but the councilmen are elected by the people, and therefore, anybody who knows right now, the mayor right now, the chief, any sitting chief now right now knows he has one person to make happy. So that's not good.
So basically, let's make people understand it. We have not got to the point yet that we can elect a police chief, but we have made a start on getting there. Because I think that's another thing that needs to be brought to the table again, and give them their 12 terms just like they get a council, just like they get a mayor. And some people think that's too long, but I think it's good because you can get something done, because that's what's happening now. We have some city councils in there that's getting something done, and they need to even get their 3rd term to get something done. So, because when they gone, Lord have mercy, that's all I can say. We hope we'll have some more like-minded people like them to succeed them, or whatever the word is. However, right now, people, the council will be able to hold the police chief accountable for anything that's happened going forth if you all make sure this proposition is passed. If y'all make sure this proposition is passed, you be able to hold the police chief accountable. And if a police chief get elected, even the sitting police chief, if he knows that, or they know, or she knows that she's going to be held accountable, they would think twice what they do or what they allow to happen, because they'll know that they're going to have to come and sit before the community, before the people, and before the council. And the council is going to be 3-2, not 3-4. That's out the door. Y'all make sure y'all fight against that. That's all the way out the door. That's all the way out the door. Make sure that something can be done, and we don't have to hire all these lawyers and all these extra people to come in and waste a whole lot of money for them to still say that they was right. You know, that's foolishness. That's a bunch of foolishness. And the way this city is set up now, you ain't gonna get no right results, because they're gonna put their people in place to be overseer every court you go to do what they want them to do. As Miss Jean said, somebody who greasing somebody, or somebody who giving people big donations for this or for their elections and all this old kind of crazy stuff. And people sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay, it's time out. Okay, what you say, Sam?
I didn't say nothing. I just listened to you. You made me laugh the last part you said.
People sick and tired of being sick and tired.
So, Miss Jane, before you get off, because I know you have to get off, Sam, was there some more things that you want to discuss about the city and your district?
Well, we just, on some positive notes, we just continuing to, have some, capital outlay projects going on in my district. We got drainage projects, improvements going on, sidewalks. We're just trying to do a little here and there, lighting, trying to improve the lighting in the city. And so we're just going to continue pushing and doing as much as we can. That there's, really just, we got a big election coming up right now. We've been working on trying to make sure people understand what's going on, and that's really it right now. It's just
can you tell me what is the is it 2026 that we're gonna elect another mayor?
Yeah, 2026. Yes, that's the next election for the city of Hammond. Is 2026. Yeah, flying by.
The councilmen and the mayor.
Yeah. The councilmen have another term, because we all came in at the same time, so we all have another term if we want to serve, and then we have then the mayor would be termed out this term right here. This is his last term, so we'll have a different administration, and we'll have a different mayor in 2026 for sure.
Okay. Well, this is what I want to say right now. I want to excuse you and my sweetheart, my little sister, because you all are on the Republican ticket. So I need to talk to Miss Jane right quick on the Democrat ticket.
That's hey, I want to thank I want to thank you for having me on here, Renee. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I couldn't make it other times that you've invited me. It never slows down with family, business, and city. City keeps me busy. I tell you, it's never a dull moment around there. So,
but Sam, that you and Devon, Kip, and whatever, and Miss Jane, y'all know this is a part of y'all platform. We all in this together for the city of Hammond, and Christy. We're all in this together. I don't like it that y'all Republicans, though. I'm gonna just tell you. But anyway, we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right.
We gotta have a balance, baby. Gotta have a balance.
They always say Republicans and Democrats can't ever get along, but I mean, hey, I can communicate.
I get along with everybody.
I need to communicate with it.
I can get along with everybody.
I still have my views; they have theirs, and sometimes we're gonna come together on some, and sometimes we don't. But,
That's right. But y'all know I love y'all. But I'm gonna let y'all drop down. And I tell you what, no, I ain't gonna let y'all drop down. I might get Miss Jean on here again, just for about 30 minutes so she can go over the Democrat thing. But I think I'm not gonna put it on this platform since you all are on here, and I do want you all to share this with y'all constituents. So we're not gonna even talk about it, Miss Jane. We might just do about 30 minutes, maybe tomorrow, because I'm trying to get before that election. They start early voting starts Saturday, right?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
On
the
the 8th,
18th.
I think it's the 19th. I think it's Saturday,
29th.
huh?
Man, I thought it was 18th, but tomorrow 18th. But yeah,
It
I thought it
starts
was
tomorrow.
18th tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
but we can't do it. We can't do it on this platform. I
I'm gonna
might
share
just hit this.
it.
I just might hit Miss Jane up on the
You gotta do it in the
telephone
morning. You
and
have to
let
do
her
it in the
talk to
morning.
me.
Yeah,
You
I
have
have
to
to
do
do
it
it
tomorrow morning. You have to do
first
it
thing in the
tomorrow
morning.
morning.
Oh
You have to do
no,
it
because
tomorrow
them
morning
people
after those
gonna be
breaks.
going to the poll. They're gonna be going to the poll at 6 o'clock. So
And
I
I'm gonna
don't
be
want
there.
them. I want it to be
I'm gonna be there.
on. I want it to be on the site in the morning. So Miss Jane, we're gonna end this, and then I'm gonna let you come back on for just about 20 minutes and tell the people our Democratic agenda. Okay.
Okay, well,
All right.
thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you,
Thank
Miss
y'all.
Renee. Y'all have a
Thank
good
you.
night, and I'll see
Thank
y'all at
you.
the polls.
Oh, Sam gone. Okay. All right, Miss Jane, I'm gonna go out of here because I don't want this to be on their video. Okay. And then I'm gonna just invite you back. Okay. All right.